The holiday season is all about connecting with loved ones and spreading cheer. What better way than with a heartfelt pop-up card that you made yourself? Hello everybody, JenniferMaker here. It's a beautiful day to learn a cool technique and create some pop-up cards with fun holiday sayings in the process. Today, I'm showing you how to make this merry and bright pop-up card, a Happy New Year pop-up card, and this pretty love pop-up card. These are easy and you can totally make these with my free designs. When I share my designs with you, I like to give you versions that can be scored with a scoring tool, as well as versions that need no special tool. I call these score and no score versions. And I know that sometimes it's challenging to know whether you should choose the score version of a design or the no score version. Just remember that in general, my score versions are for use with a scoring tool, such as a scoring stylus or a single scoring wheel. These score lines help create clean folds and add a sleek, professional look to your cardstock projects. No score versions, on the other hand, don't need any scoring tool. Instead, they use your regular blade to create dashed cut lines for creasing and add a more charming homemade vibe to your projects. If you don't have any scoring tools, this is the option you'll want to pick. And if you have a Cricut Joy cutting machine, there isn't even a scoring tool available to you, unless you want to try the foil transfer tool hack. So the no score version with the dash cut lines are the way to go. But even if you have all the tools available, sometimes your materials require one approach or the other. My pop-up letter cards are the perfect example of this. You'll find score and no score versions for all three variations of my design to cut on a cutting machine. There is a love design, a merry and bright design, and a Happy New Year design. Now, I already know that I want to use regular cardstock for my love card. And since score lines show up best on regular cardstock, I'll show you how to prepare the score version of this design so you can see the scoring tools in action. For my merry and bright card, on the other hand, I want to use glitter cardstock to reflect the bright theme. Dash cut lines are much easier to see than score lines on papers like glitter cardstock. So I'll pick the no score version of this design and save myself from having to hunt for my crease lines. So are you ready to put what we've learned about scoring into practice? Let's do that by making some fun pop-up cards. Step 1. Prepare your design in Cricut Design Space. Option number 1. Scoring lines with regular cardstock. Let's start by preparing the score version of the Love pop-up card using Cricut Design Space for a Cricut cutting machine. Here is how the Love SVG card looks like on my canvas. First, let's click the icon to ungroup the design and spread everything out. I always recommend ungrouping to make the files easier to work with, as they usually come in grouped. In the Layers panel, there are still two groups of layers indicated by a small arrow. We need to adjust these groups to make sure the score lines are placed onto the cardstock pieces correctly. So in the Layers panel, click the small arrows to expand both groups and show their layers. Find the group that has your sentiment cut shape and some solid lines. These solid lines are red, which is how I indicate lines with my projects that will be scores. We want to be able to fold easily along the solid lines, so select their layer and change its operation at the top to score. Now the Cricut knows to add the score lines where your sentiment piece will be folded. Next, click the group layer with the arrow to select both layers in this group. Then click Attach to keep your crease lines with your cut shape. Repeat these steps for the group with your main card piece, changing the solid line to score and attaching it to the card's cut shape. Once your lines are set to score and attached to their shapes, your project is ready to cut. If you'd like to match any pieces to the color of cardstock you'll cut from, you can do that now. Select the piece you want to change, and then use the color box to choose the desired option. Next, check that the correct machine is selected in the top right, and then click Make. On the Prepare screen, make sure the correct material size is selected for your mats. I'll keep mine at 12 by 12 inches to match my cardstock. Then make sure your score layers are properly attached to their cardstock cut layers. If you see a mat with just lines, one or more of your score layers may not have attached correctly. So click on Cancel to return to the canvas to check and adjust as needed. Once you're satisfied with your mat layouts, select the first mat again and click Continue. On the Make screen, set the base material for your first mat. I'll use the medium cardstock setting, and then change the pressure to more for cleaner cuts. After you set the material for a matte color, you can check the box next to Remember Material Settings to save time between mats using the same material. My first mat has score lines, so I'll follow the screen prompts to load my tools in the order indicated. I'll click Edit Tools and select the scoring stylus so I can load both the scoring tool and my blade at the same time. You can also use a scoring wheel if you prefer. Those work only on the Maker machines. Next, place your cardstock face up on a green standard grip machine mat, and use a brayer to make sure it's fully adhered. Check that your premium fine-point blade and scoring tool are clean and in the proper clamps, and then press the flashing load button to load the prepared mat into your cutting machine. When that's done, press the flashing middle button to begin cutting. When it's finished cutting, don't unload your mat right away. Instead, gently lift a corner of the material to make sure the cuts went all the way through. If they didn't, press the middle button again to make a second pass of cuts in the same spots. When the cuts are complete, unload the mat, flip it over onto your work surface, and roll it back to release the cardstock. Use the spatula to help lift delicate parts, and your weeding tool to poke out small bits of cardstock that may have been left behind. Use a scraper tool to remove the small bits left on your mat after you remove the cut pieces. Then follow the same steps to load, cut, and unload your remaining mats. Lay out all of the cut pieces face up, just like this. Option number 2, dashed lines with glitter cardstock. Now I'll show you how to set up the no-score version of the Merry and Bright design in Cricut Design Space. This is what the Merry and Bright SVG looks like on my canvas. Since your dashed cut lines are already in place and part of the basic cut shape, you don't need to change their operation or attach them. And that's it, your project is ready to cut as is. However, if you'd like to match any pieces to the color of cardstock you'll use for them, click the icon to ungroup the design. Then select the piece you want to change and use the color box to choose an option. When you're ready to cut, follow the same steps as before to cut your no-score version, noting the following differences. When you prepare your first mat, you'll need to use the glitter cardstock setting and change the pressure to more. And since we're using the dash cut line version, you won't see the scoring tool prompts. And since glitter can stick to the blade and cause trouble on your future cuts, I recommend cleaning your blade after each sheet of glitter cardstock. You can take the housing and blade out of the clamp, press down on the plunger, and carefully poke the blade into a ball of aluminum foil several times. You can also clean it with a lint-free cloth and some isopropyl alcohol, or just use an alcohol wipe. However you choose to clean your blade, just be careful. It is sharp. Step 2. Assemble your pop-up letter card. Variation number 1. Love card with regular cardstock. First, gather the pieces for your love card and lay the front panel piece face down in front of you, with the hearts on the left side. Using the precision tip on your craft glue, apply thin lines of glue all over the back of the front panel. Place the accent liner on top of the panel, then press down and smooth to adhere. If you like, you can use a brayer to help keep the pieces flat and secure. Flip the panel face up and use your finger or a paper towel to wipe away any excess bits of glue. Next, lay the main card piece with the center crease line face up. Then fold the top half down along the crease, so the card opens at the bottom. Run a scraper tool along the edge to help sharpen the fold. Flip the front panel face down, then add craft glue to the back. Flip the panel face up and center on the card's front section, keeping the cutouts oriented correctly. Press down into place and smooth to adhere. Then set aside. Next, lay the sentiment piece face up. Letter by letter, carefully fold the bottom forward along the crease line to form an inward valley fold, leaving the sections between the letters unfolded. Use your scraper tool to help as needed. Mountain fold the top row of letters forward along the crease line so they form a peak at the ridge. That's why we call it a mountain fold. Now make a valley fold inward along the crease line where the piece attached to the letters meets the card. Next, let's glue the heart piece to the letter L. Secure the heart's pointy bottom to the back of the L's horizontal stroke with a small amount of craft glue. Then secure the heart's right curved side to the front of the V's left vertical stroke. And now the pop-up letters on the inside spell the word love. This card is sure to hold special meaning for friends, family, and anyone else you deeply care about. Next, fold the entire sentiment piece in half inward along its center crease line. The section of the sentiment attached to the top row of letters should fold upward into a mountain fold. Once your folds are set, unfold and lay the sentiment piece face down. Apply craft glue to the bottom portion of the sentiment, including the small areas between or around the letters, but not the letters themselves. Center the sentiment on the main card's inner bottom half, aligning its center crease lines with the main card's center crease lines. Press down and smooth to adhere, making sure the parts between the letters stick to the card. Fold down the top half of the sentiment and the card to reinforce the sentiment's creases. Then open the card again. Apply craft glue to the back of the sentiment's top half. Fold the sentiment piece down on the top half of the card, then press to adhere. Your love pop-up letter card is all ready. Variation number 2, Merry and Bright card with glitter cardstock. Gather the pieces for your Merry and Bright card and lay the front panel piece glitter side down in front of you. Lay the accent liner on top of the panel to make sure the holiday light cutout portions align. If the cutout portions don't align, just flip the liner over. Then move the liner to the side, keeping it oriented properly. Use the precision tip on your craft glue bottle to apply thin lines of glue all over the back of the front panel. Place the accent liner back on top of the panel, making sure to line up the edges and the cutout pieces. Press down and smooth to adhere. If you like, you can use a brayer to help keep the pieces flat and secure. Flip the panel face up and use your finger or a paper towel to wipe away any excess bits of glue. Then use the same steps as the love card to glue your panel to the front of your card. Next, lay the sentiment piece glitter side down. Place the top accent strip on the sentiment piece to make sure the holiday light cutouts align. Flip up the accent strip, then apply glue to the back of the sentiment piece, where the strip will go. Apply the strip back down into position over the cutouts, then press and smooth to adhere. Flip the sentiment piece so it's glitter side up. Then use the same steps as before to fold the sentiment piece's letters and glue it to the main card piece. And here is how the Merry and Bright pop-up card looks. Step 3, show it off. Here is the full array of pop-up cards. Isn't it always so nice to receive a card with a handwritten message, especially during the holidays? The personal touch adds so much meaning. These cards have plenty of room for you to let your loved ones know how special they are to you. And unlike a text message or email, these can be held in your hands or displayed for years to come. Step 4, customize it. Would you like to make a pop-up letter card with your own one-of-a-kind message for the people you care most about? You can do this totally with my template and also learn how to customize your card's pop-up words through a special program called Advance over at JenniferMaker.com/advance. The Advance program is designed to elevate your crafting skills by guiding you through tutorials and templates that make these popular designs truly unique and special. As a member, you'll gain early access to my extensive library of designs, projects, and resources. Now, enrollment may be limited when you see this video, but if you're interested, visit JenniferMaker.com/advance to learn more and discover how the program can work for you. Nothing says I'm thinking of you quite like these handmade pop-up cards. So this holiday, let's get crafty, get personal, and fill the season with little surprises that bring smiles. And these cards have Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day covered. And don't forget to write a personal message to your loved one inside. And when you're ready to mail your card, just slip it into a 7-inch by 5-inch A7 envelope and send it off. And since each card stands up on its own, your loved ones can display your message for all to see. And if you're interested in learning how to customize your pop-up letter card, don't forget to check out the Advance program to learn more about that, plus many other ways to use Cardstock to personalize your projects. Are you a crafter at heart but in need of a Cricut cutting machine to make your crafting dreams come true? I do a regular giveaway over on my blog at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut giveaway. Get all the details and enter for your chance to win. If you have any craft-related questions that I might be able to help you with, please let me know. You can leave your question below this video or ask over in our Cricut Crafters group at JenniferMaker.com/CricutCrafters. And I would love it if you would share a photo of your pop-up letter card with us in our group. I can't wait to see how awesome your cards turn out. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.